Let's take a look at what we've got here, guys. Our first thing, so there's our notes, and I'm actually here. There I am. I'm right here. I don't know, for some reason it won't show my face, so we get to see it twice. So let's take a look here. So we had these notes told you at the beginning. These are the notes that we need. So let's take a look at what we're going to do first here. So these are the four things we're going to be talking about. Okay. So the first one we want to talk about here is just taking this verbal part, and we're going to make an equation, a table, and a graph. Okay. So the first thing is we're going to do the equation. That's always important. We're going to write this down. So we need this form, y equals mx plus b, where we know m is our slope, b is our starting amount or the y-intercept and all that good stuff, and what we're doing here, okay? So this right here is our slope. That's telling us how it's changing. This is our y-intercept. This is telling us our starting amount. So we're going to read this part right here. So it says a baby giraffe measures 6 feet tall when it is born. So think about it. When you're born, you're 6 feet tall. Oh my gosh. And it grows on an average a half a foot each month. Now this word each is important. Circle that word each, because what I want you to tell you is this: words like each, per, every, those words mean slope. Those mean change. So if we find the slope, we know that the other number must be the start or my y-intercept. So since we see the word each, we know 1/2 is our slope. So we're going to write it in here. 1/2 x plus 6. There's our equation. There's our equation. We got them taken care of. They're all figured out. So there's our equation. So we're done with that part. Okay? So we're done with that part and we're finished with that part. Okay? So our next part here is going to be taking the equation now and knowing how to fill in the table. So let's take a look at this part. Okay? So we're going to take this equation and use it to fill in the table. So how do I do that? Well, I have a y and an x. Those are my variables. Those actually represent something. Well, what does the y and the x represent? Well, it tells us here in the question too. It says it represents feet per month or height per month. And you see on our table, months and height. So I got to know which one's my x and which one's my y. This one, my friends, is your x value. This one is your y value. X will always be first. Y will always be second. It also tells us right here in our problem, feet per month. Okay? Feet per month. Okay? So what we're going to do is, how do we use this now? Well, if this is my x value, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that 0 in wherever I have an x, and I'm going to solve it. So this is what it looks like. Okay? I'm going to put in 1/2. I now have an x, so it becomes 1/2 times 0 plus 6. And when I do that, 1/2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. And I'm starting with 6 feet. And that's what it tells me right here. I started with 6 feet. Same thing here. Now, how does it grow each time? This should be changing by half a foot each time. Okay? So if I do this correctly, I should end up with all of this for my answer. Okay? But how do I get that? I want to check to see if that is correct, because this is changing by a half every time a month goes by. Let's see if I can get 6.5 by using my equation. So I'm going to say 1/2 times x. X here represents months, so I'm going to put the 1 in, plus 6. Take out my handy dandy calculator here. I know it's got it on my phone, but you can use the one on the computer. But I'm not going to take it out. So 0.5 is a half times 1 plus 6. What do you know? 6.5. I'm going to do another one here. 1/2 times x, which is my months, which is 2, plus 6, because that's my start. And let's see if I get 7.5 times 2 plus 6, 7. Oh my gosh, just like we had, just like we know. If I do another one here, 1/2 times 3 plus 6, 7.5. 1/2 times 4 plus 6, 8. 8 feet tall at 4 months. Oh my gosh. Can you believe you'd be 8 months, 4 months and be 8 feet tall? 1/2 times 5 plus 6, 8.5. 1/2 times 6 months plus 6. Let's see if we get 9. Let's just try it one more time. 0.5 times 6 plus 6, 9 feet tall in 6 months. Wow, that's a tall little elephant there. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we need to do here. Okay, now we're going to take these same representations and we're going to graph it just like we did the pizza activity, just like we did anything else. We can do that. We can graph that, but we got to label these things. So remember, our X value stands for months. Okay, our Y value stands for height. So I'm going to write it right here, Height, and this is feet. Okay. Now we can do whatever scale we want, but since these are doing small, we can use ones if we want to. So there'd be like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. 0 months are in the middle. And then the height here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So all we need to do is just graph it. So let's look. So how much do we start at? We started at 6. 6 was what? 0 months. So we have the ordered pair here. So we have the ordered pair here, 0, 6. This is an actual ordered pair, 0, 6. And I can graph that. There's my starting value, always at 0. That's what it's telling me. Starting at 6 at 0 months. And it's changing by now. Every time we go over a month, it's going to change by a half. See how we got that? 6.5. 1 month, 6.5. 2 months, which was 7. 3 months, 7.5. 4 months, 8. My next ordered pair, 5, go up to 8.5. My next ordered pair, 6 months, 9 feet. Oops. Look at that linear line. It's a straight linear line. And this line is going to be puff, 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 positive. Puff, 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 positive. And there it is. Okay. These are all my ordered pairs. 0, 6. My other ordered pair there that I just graphed. 1, 6.5. Ordered pair. 2, 7. 3, 7.5. 4, 8. 5, 8.5. 6, 9. And that's what I did. I took it all from here as well. Started at 6. That's telling me the same ordered pair, 0, 6. Started at 6 feet when I'm born because I'm 0 months old, and there he is, the same thing. And it's changing by 1/2 foot every month. That's a pretty big elephant we got there. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video here. You can pause it if you need to catch up or whatever, and then we're going to take a look at the questions. Hope that you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Hang in there with me, guys. Hang in there.